Hello and welcome to the coverage of the first Fjuka Roadshow at the lovely Weston Pools fishery near Oswestry. We arrived early and left 8 Fjuka bait packs on pegs around the canal pool so anglers could fish and be filmed from a safe social distance. Let's meet them.
I originally got into fishing as a child with my grandfather. However, he's a fluff chucker, and as active as it wasn't really for me. So I joined a local club and fished with them as a junior and fished with them as a junior with the adults. I then turned 17 and discovered a faster lifestyle, and my fishing tackle went by the wayside. And it wasn't until 2 years ago when I was injured at work. I was going stir crazy in the house, and my wife encouraged me to get outside and do something productive, and she actually drove me to pick up a margin pole and an old sort of seat box, and it started from there really. Got back into match fishing, and just it's something to do that takes my mind off work and home. It's my happy place, we'll say. I come to this venue a lot. I only live sort of just down the road, and it's an absolutely fantastic venue. Rachel, Mike and Darren, they all work really hard, and you can see the work that goes in around the fishery, and in my opinion it's one of the best in the country. You couple the fishing with the facilities here and it knocks spots off any other that I've been to. Today I've been using the new Fjuka bait. Really impressed with it, to be honest. It's not like any bait I've ever used before. I've found that the neons have been an absolutely fantastic hook bait for the pellet feeder, and these 2-in-1 hook and feeds, they work really well, both as a pellet shaped bait and also if you change the shape of them. I've been using the maggot shape today, so sort of rolled them out into a sausage, and I'm really looking forward to using the white ones when the winter comes, and because it's a bit better than bread for dobbing. You can press them out into a circle and use that for dobbing bread. I've also flicked my rig today at cruising fish using the neons, using the white and the orange, and they've been awesome.
So my name's Chris Tinsley. I've been fishing probably 12 months. I got into fishing because my little lad wanted to try it, who's Rory, and he's 9, so really young angler. So it just started off with me being by his side really and just helping him with unhooking and landing the fish. So still a bit of a novice. Weston Pools, great fishery. This seemed to be where we come. It's easy fishing for my little boy, from the silverfish right up to the carp. We live just around the corner, so it's right on the doorstep. Mike and Rachel Philbin have got it spot on here, even with the venue. There's toilets, everywhere's clean. Mike and Rach are happy to help with anything. My funniest angling memory would be, I was young, I was 14, I went fishing with my brother-in-law, and my brother-in-law lost his temper and went to kick, he snapped his float and he went to kick it in and he shook him off and went into the middle of the pond. So we were rolling around with laughter until he asked me to go in and get his trainer for him, which I did. I wouldn't do it now. Yeah, so that would be my funniest fishing memory from when I was younger. Today's fishing's been fantastic. This new bait is easy to work with, it's easy to stay on the hook, it's great as a loose feed. We've been using it as a paste, so we've been moulding it and pushing it onto the hook, and it's been staying on maybe 3 to 4 casts at a time. We've had everything from little roach right up to the commons, mirrors. We've even had a tench today, small little tench. And it's been good fishing.
Yeah, I'm Jack Williams. I'm from Chester. I got into fishing like everyone else. Father's a granddad. Used to go out with him. Used to go away. Well, we still do go away every year on a fishing holiday. We usually end up down Docklows now. And then past 2 years, I've decided pleasure fishing is not enough anymore. I want to get a bit competitive and start doing the open matches around the northwest, and obviously here at Weston Pools. Today I've been using the Fjuka bait, mainly the 2-in-1. Been shallow fishing with it, feeding the fishery 4mm pellets and just one of the red 2-in-1 straight on the hook. There's no band needed with these, and they're nice and durable, especially when you're slapping to track the fish when you're shallow fishing. My personal funniest angling memory is when I was younger, I was float fishing, and I decided to cast in and then jump in straight after me float. And then I spent the rest of the day soaking wet watching my granddad fish, and I'm pretty sure it was in the winter and I was freezing cold and I wasn't allowed to go home.
I bought some bait before today to use, and I never got round to using it, but knowing I was coming today, I had to go on Friday with it. But today it's been absolutely fantastic, you know. It doesn't dry up, it seems fine. I was just checking on whether to use it and you know, whether to keep it in airtight bins, keep it safe. I tell you what though, soft pellets are away, all these other soft pellets that you have to soak and God knows what else. This is going to be the bait of the future. I really do think so. I think that if you use this pellet easy on the hook, you can band it, you can make a maggot out of it, which I thought was, when I was fishing maggot up in the water the other day, it just looked like a double maggot on there. Put 2 on, but definitely I'll be using it, and I'm sure everyone else will be before long.
Hi, I'm Steve Tanner. I'm a local club angler, probably about, I'd say local, about 30 miles away in Telford in Shropshire. And I've come here today. This is the first time I've ever fished at Weston Pools as a guest of Weston and Fjuka baits. The bait I'm actually using today is the yellow, and I'm moulding it onto the band on my banded hook length, and then hooking a couple of maggots onto the hook itself. There we go. I've had all sorts of fish on this today. F1s, big carp, crucians, even some smaller fish like crucians about ½ a pound. I'm fishing it over a bed of fishery pellets. You can use them as bottom baits, or you can use them on the hook, and they're absolutely brilliant. I've had a brilliant day.
Good morning, I'm Eddie Woodhead of DT Floats, up at Weston Pools today with Catch More Media and Fjuka Bait. I'm quite amazed actually about the product, because I've heard about it, I've seen people use it, the smell, there's no actual, you know, gain to the smell, to be fair. What I have found, it's lethal, absolutely lethal. What I've got at the moment, I've got a little yellow soft hooker, which I'm using on a size 16s hook, B911, so a DT skittle, 0.18 line down to a 0.12 bottom, 4 inch. Margin here is probably 4 foot. I'll just show you how quick it is. So what I'm actually doing is I'm fishing just off the margin. Fish here don't seem to be spooked by anything, but just off the margin, swinging it out, letting it fall in. Then probably with every put in, I'm just throwing 2 or 3 of the soft hookers. There you go. And what you'll probably find is you'll get a little knock. There you go, little knock, and then all of a sudden it'll go. It's probably a small tench, this, to be fair. Yeah, little tiny tench. But beautiful condition fish. As I say, how these little tench can take that, it's actually swallowed that right down. So just bear with me a second. There you go. Little bar of soap there, little tiny thing. Always put back in the net at Weston Pools. Keeps the fish nice and safe. I'm not even going to put that on the clicker. Been fishing probably about an hour and a half. Down the margin, down at about 9.5, 10 metres out there. What I've actually done is I've actually potted up a few micros and been fishing over the top of it. I've not actually tried shallow yet, but I think it's a bit early. Again, what we'll do, back on the yellow soft hooker. Again, just off, drag it in, let it settle, 2 to 3, straight in over the top, and hopefully the bites will be instant. Little knock on the way down. They don't want it shallow, funny enough, even though they're knocking it when it's hitting the bottom. There, 1, 2, 3, it'll go again, and then there'll be a fish on. There you go, just to show you. And again, it's a little tiny one. Probably if you were fishing in the match conditions, then if you know, we're fishing absolutely totally different here today, but under match conditions, once you've got your swim going, there's no reason why, to be fair, in this sort of conditions today, you couldn't hit 150, 200 pounds on this bait. Like I say, dead easy to use. Really, really soft pellet. Again, there you go, on the hook. So we're not actually fishing it as corn, as a rule. Even though it looks like corn, it's more like a yellow, well, it is a yellow pellet. There you go. Again, once you get them going, it's quite instant. Again, small fish, but that could well have been the same fish. No, it's totally different. But the fish here at Weston Pools are absolutely pristine.
All right, cool. Name's Craig Harris. I started off fishing as a youngster, going out with my dad, and then had probably a 15-year break from it, and came back to it 3 or 4 years ago. Problem I have is I work away, work at sea, on ships, work for the Navy or with the Navy. So when I'm home, I can come 2, 3, 4 times a week, but then I'll be away for 4 or 5 months. I like it here at Weston. Always guaranteed a good day's fishing. This Fjuka bait that we're trying today comes in bright, rather funky colours. It's surprised me actually. I was expecting to struggle today. For a soft pellet, it stays on the hook really well, and I've caught a decent stamp of F1s and silverfish as well throughout the day, either down the margin, deep and shallow. One criticism, it is very heavy as a bait. But it's definitely something I think I'll keep in my bag as an alternative.
Right, my name's Roger. I'm originally from Stourbridge. My granddad got me into fishing when I was about 4 years old, and we used to go fishing down on the River Severn, Bewdley, Bridge North, Stourport, all those sort of places. And then we moved out here when I was 21. Right, well, I've been fishing at Weston Pools now a few years now, 4 years. I've had some nice days down here. There's some good quality fish, nice pools. I mainly fish the clay pit. I like the clay pit personally, but I've had some cracking days down the clay pit. Plenty of good weights on these complex matches as well. I've had plenty over 100 pounds on most of the pools now. It's a terrific place to come and fish, to be fair. And this bait's awesome bait, this, to be fair. First time I've tried it today. I've found that the yellow rolled as a maggot lookalike worked sort of the best, but then I've just had a good run on the white. And I've caught a few on the red as well, but they seem to be they're wanting the lighter colours for some reason. And I've been throwing in 4mm pellets and fishing these over the top.
So a great day was had by all at Weston. Thanks to the fishery for granting us permission to use the bait, and to the anglers who took part. Next week, the Fjuka bait wagon is off to Rookery Waters near Cambridge. Once again, we'll be bringing you a video of how they get on.